So today, we are making what is considered to be the most classic tapas dish that hails from Spain. We're talking patatas bravas. Like seriously, you go into any tapas bar or restaurant here in España and you'll always find a plate of these beautiful potatoes. Now the version that we're making today is not your ordinary patatas bravas. This is the next level goodness, as we're going to top off the potatoes with an irresistible black garlic alioli and then dust it off with a spicy hot smoked Spanish paprika, folks. Now these potatoes super delicious, but the recipe is very easy to make and it's all done in about 30 minutes. Really quick before we begin, if this is your first time here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon, that we can get notified when I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on 4 family. To all my returning subscribers, welcome back. All right, let's begin by grabbing a large deep fry pan, heating it with a medium heat, and adding in 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is about 250 milliliters. Now we're going to be using this oil to cook the potatoes, so you can use other oils here, but by using extra virgin olive oil, like we do here in Spain, is what gives the potatoes that beautiful rich flavor. While the olive oil is heating, I'm going to cut 3 medium-sized potatoes that have been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one into medium-sized pieces that are about 1/2 inch thick, which is 1 1/4 centimeters. As always, I'm using new potatoes. You want to use potatoes here that are a bit more waxy than starchy. That way when you fry them, they hold their shape and they don't get mushy. Other varieties you can use here besides new potatoes are Yukon Gold, Golden Delight, or even red potatoes. Once all the potatoes have been cut, let's move back to the fry pan with the olive oil. It's been heating between 6 to 8 minutes and it should be nice and hot, but as you can see, it's not smoking, so it's very important to use a medium heat here. That way the potatoes don't brown too quickly in the outside and they fully cook in the inside. At this point, I'm going to start adding the potatoes into the pan, making sure you add them in there in batches. That way that hot olive oil doesn't splash out of the pan. And you don't have to mix the potatoes around continuously, but do get in there every 4 to 5 minutes. That way they all evenly cook. In the meantime, let's start making the black garlic alioli. Now the star of this sauce is the black garlic. The way they sell it here in my supermarket is already peeled in the refrigerated section. If you can't find it like this in your area, most likely they'll sell the entire head with the skin. Just gently remove the cloves from the skin. I'm going to grab 4 of the black garlic cloves, roughly chop them, and add them into a mortar. I'm also going to add in 2 cloves of raw garlic that I roughly chopped, and a pinch of sea salt. And using a pestle, I'm going to pound down on the mixture until we end up with a paste. You can also use a food processor to make this sauce. Once we've ended up with a paste, I'm going to add in 1 egg yolk at room temperature. The size of the egg that I'm using is medium in size, along with 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, which is 5 milliliters, and 1/2 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, which is 8 milliliters. The balsamic vinegar not only enhances the flavors of the black garlic, but it also helps this sauce keep its beautiful black color. And we'll start moving the ingredients around in a circular motion, and it's very important that you do this continuously, that way the sauce doesn't break. Once everything is well mixed, I'm going to start slowly adding in 1/2 cup of sunflower oil, which is 120 milliliters. To make this alioli, you don't want to use extra virgin olive oil. You want to use a neutral oil. That way it doesn't overpower the flavors of the black garlic. And the secret here, make sure you're slowly adding that oil while you mix this continuously. That way it emulsifies and you end up with a beautiful thick and creamy sauce. Once you've added the 1/2 cup of sunflower oil, continue to mix this just for another 20 to 30 seconds. That way all the ingredients are well mixed. And that's the exact texture you want from your black garlic alioli. As you can see, it is thick and creamy. For the last step, I'm going to season it generously with sea salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give this one final mix and set it aside. Alright, let's move back to our potatoes. They've been frying between 20 to 22 minutes, and once again, I've been mixing them around every 4 to 5 minutes, that way they evenly cook. At this point, they should be perfectly cooked. You know you can always pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in there, they are ready to go. At this point, I'm going to start removing the potatoes from the fry pan using a slotted spatula to shake off any of the excess oil, and then adding them over a wire rack with some paper towels underneath. Now by adding them to the wire rack, instead of to a plate with some paper towels, it's going to ensure that the potatoes don't get soggy and they keep that beautiful light crispy texture. Once all the potatoes have been removed from the pan, I'm going to season them with sea salt and let them rest at room temperature just for a couple minutes. That way they can settle. Once again, this is going to ensure that they don't get soggy and they keep that beautiful light crispy texture. And as for the olive oil that we just used to cook the potatoes, do not toss it. Just run it through a sieve. That way you end up with a beautiful clean olive oil that you can reuse for future recipes. After leaving our potatoes to rest for a couple minutes, I'm going to transfer them into a serving dish. Sprinkle the potatoes with some hot smoked Spanish paprika. This is what gives this dish that beautiful spicy kick. As always, I'm using paprika from Cuba. In my opinion, this is one of the best hot smoked Spanish paprikas out there. You'll find a link where you can get some in the description box below. And if you buy it from that link, you'll also get 25% off your order. Then we'll add in our black garlic alioli over the potatoes. And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped fresh parsley. Check it out, our Spanish braised potatoes with a black garlic alioli is done. This is known here in Spain as Patatas Bravas con Alioli de ajo negro. Such a beautiful presentation, easy to make, and the flavors promise to be out of this world good. Let's give them a try and see how they turned out. You know, Patatas Bravas is my favorite tapas dish from Spain, and these right here look like the gold mine. Does that even make sense, the gold mine? Here we go. Solid gold. Let me tell you, first things first is the potatoes are beautifully cooked. They have an incredible texture and flavor thanks to that extra virgin olive oil, and then the black garlic alioli mixed in with the hot smoked Spanish paprika. Perfect balance of spiciness, sweetness, and saltiness. In my opinion, one of the best patatas bravas that hail from Spain. Give these a try and make them at home, and I promise everybody's gonna love them. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons: Maybeth Robles, William Judd, Patricia Salem, Manuel J. Rosales, Edward J. Harrison, and David Houston. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon and you'd like to support Spain on a Fork, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego. Incredible dish, folks. I'm out of here with the whole dish. Love ya.